We are finally down to just the two teams as it's PSG versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League final this Sunday night or Monday morning if you live in Australia like me. This will be the first time ever that PSG will play in the Champions League final, while this will be Bayern Munich's 11th final in the competition, having been successful in 5 out of 10 finals to date. PSG and Bayern have already gone head to head 8 previous times in European competition, with PSG coming on top 5 times compared to Bayern's 3. Although PSG have the better head-to-head record, history is also against them, as the last 6 teams to make their debut in the Champions League final all ended up losing the game. PSG got to this stage by topping Group A and beating Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta, and most recently RB Leipzig in the knockout stages where they beat them 3-0, while Bayern Munich got here by finishing on top of Group B, then beating Chelsea, Barcelona and Lyon, where just like PSG, Bayern also won their semi-final 3-0. Both teams will be going into the game with great confidence as both teams are on a double-digit unbeaten run, with Bayern being unbeaten in a phenomenal 25 games in official competitions, while PSG are also unbeaten in 10 games. PSG, I predict, will likely line up once again in their 4-3-3 formation with just one change. I do have a feeling that Keylor Navas will be fit enough to return to the squad for the final after picking up an injury in the quarterfinal tie. And while I was tempted to bring back Sarabia into the starting 11, I thought I would stick with Di Maria as he had an excellent game last time out and I think he really does deserve to start the final. In fact, I actually thought Di Maria was actually the man of that match in the semi-final game. His vision was absolutely ridiculous and he put on a passing masterclass, and look for him to play in Neymar and Mbappe in behind. In terms of the midfield, I have stuck with the same 3 players as last game, and for me Marquinhos is just so vital to the midfield. However, he will have his work cut out for him trying to limit the impact of Thomas Muller and even Thiago to an extent on the game. The midfield will have to be in sync to beat the Bayern press, but with Herrera liking to roam around the entire pitch instead of staying on one side of midfield, I actually think this will help PSG move the ball forward instead of being pressured to play it back to the defense. Speaking of the defense, and what a difficult job they're going to have. Lewandowski and Gnabry have both been in scintillating form, and in particular, I think Thiago Silva and Juan Bernat will definitely have the work cut out trying to deal with these 2 players. This will be Thiago Silva's last game for PSG, and I do think of all the defenders Lewandowski has faced in this Champions League campaign, that Thiago Silva will be his hardest challenge yet. So for me, this will be the most intriguing battle of the night. If this game does go into extra time, I actually think this could suit PSG. They have a lot of firepower in Mauro Icardi and Pablo Sarabia, who can be genuine X-factors and give PSG the edge late in the day. The key player for PSG though will almost certainly be Neymar. Although I was concerned with his missed chances in the quarterfinal against Atalanta, he has been really dangerous going forward, being able to seamlessly dribble past opponents and also create scoring opportunities for his teammates. There is no doubt that Neymar has taken his game to the next level in helping PSG go all the way to the final. While Bayern will likely line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and although I was very tempted to put Pavard in the lineup, I thought that Kimmich deserved to stay in the lineup as he is just such a model of consistency. Speaking of consistency, how great is Alphonso Davies? He has become one of Bayern's most important players. He has everything you want in a fullback. He's pacey, he's industrious, he's a great passer of the ball, and he's actually defensively fantastic as well, which ironically seems to be less of a trait for fullbacks these days, as there is more of an emphasis on them being more attacking minded. The Bayern pairing of Boateng and Alaba in the central of defence will have their hands full trying to contain the rapid pace of Neymar and Mbappe, especially if they do stick to the high line. The defensive pairing may have to drop back just a little bit to ensure that they don't play in any PSG attackers for any 1v1 opportunities. There were a couple 1v1 chances for Lyon, so I think Bayern's defense will need to drop just a little bit to compensate for this. Goretzka and Thiago actually work so well together, with Thiago being that deep line midfielder who sets the tempo for Bayern, and he's very underrated actually in interceptions and recoveries. Raul Goretzka is a fitness beast who fits into Flick's system as he is able to press relentlessly and knows where to position himself to win the ball back quickly once lost. So he's a bit of an unsung hero since he does a lot of the dirty work in midfield. We already know the threat Lewandowski possesses, as he now has a ridiculous 55 goals for the season, as well as the threats of Gnabry and Perisic, but I actually think that Thomas Muller will be the key player for Bayern in this game. Muller's ability to create space for his teammates will be absolutely crucial for Bayern, since I imagine that Lewandowski will be very closely marked. Muller also makes great runs, which don't necessarily put him in a better position himself, but it can create a lot of space for his teammates, as Muller can drag his opponent out of position and leave the opposition defense absolutely scrambling. Bayern also have some great players on the bench with Philippe Coutinho and Kingsley Coman who can work together in tandem. For my prediction, and I honestly believe that this final will be one for the ages. The two attacking-minded teams, even with minor tactical adjustments here and there, won't change the way these two teams ultimately go about the game, which should present us a free-flowing game of football. I see both sides scoring goals, but there has to be a winner, and for me, it's just hard to go past Bayern Munich right now, who I think will win 3-2, with Gnabry scoring a brace and Lewandowski getting in on the score sheet. Although I think PSG will have a game plan to help contain Lewandowski, hence why I think Lewandowski will just score the one goal. While I think the duo of Neymar and Mbappe will rise to the occasion and each score a goal, although I do think this will ultimately be in vain. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content.